podcast where three of our members are on a watch list and the other two are missing in action. Today we're going to talk about memes, politics, and energy drinks. Unfunny meme, and who I am, I'm a Jew.
We stand with Israel.
No comment.
I'm joined here by Crab Lord and Punished Gav.
Yes,
Unfortunately,
crabs.
Otherwise known as Michigan in the Woods.
and it was.
I like that.
And unfortunately, we're not joined by our other friends, Random YT and Maddie.
And we're gonna have a guest on tonight, Abhorrent TV. I got him in an Xbox party, and once I got him in there, I said, "Hey, Jack, we're doing the podcast tonight. I want you to come on and be our first guest." He said, "Yeah, I'd love to, but I can't do it tonight."
How long has it been since the last one?
I don't know, but I'm looking it up.
Oh yeah, it was 2 months ago.
Yeah, 2 months ago.
Oh well.
We have
okay.
one liked video. What is our? Why did you like a video called Tribe with J. Cole? I know you liked it because I didn't watch it.
Forgot I was using this channel.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot I was using this channel, and then I just never decided to remove it. I don't know. I just like the song. Okay, I guess we should probably get started then.
Right. So our first topic for tonight, we're going to be talking about Article 13, which I guarantee you've heard about because people, like with net neutrality, when they hear that something might be threatening their precious, precious internet content, they finally lose their minds.
Yeah, so the thing with Article 13 is that all those people who are freaking out about it don't need to worry about it because it's just not going to work.
I mean, when's the last time the EU actually managed to do something efficiently?
Yeah,
I mean, you can't even leave the EU properly, so.
I mean, I heard from from Dan Bull. He said that the EU can't manage the whole internet.
Well,
It's not
I don't know.
really,
I'm gonna be honest. We didn't let.
possible.
We gotta let our friend Gav give his take.
Yeah.
Well,
'Cause I feel like last time we didn't give him an opportunity to speak. He was sort of just the sound guy.
That's okay because I wasn't paying attention. I was probably playing Day of Infamy. But, so my take on it is internet censorship is something that the EU actually legitimately cares about, and they've already passed the bill. So it's kind of too late at this point. Net neutrality was made out to be, and that's like the difference between Article 13 and net neutrality, is net neutrality was something that was made out to be about censorship, when in reality, it was more about corporations being allowed to charge based upon bandwidth use rather than static prices. It was never about censorship, because you can't censor the internet for one, and for two, you can't censor anything in America because we have amendments preventing it.
First Amendment.
The First Amendment, and then there's another amendment. I forget which one it is, but it's the Freedom of Information.
Oh, well, that wasn't an amendment. That was an act. The Freedom of Information.
That was an okay, right?
I believe
right,
that's
right,
what you're
right.
talking about. If you're trying to talk about information.
Yes. My point being, though, is that you can't censor the internet in America. Maybe in the EU, you can. I don't know.
Take that, Europors.
Yeah, Europe. Like.
Basically, well, it's not even really about censorship. What it is, it's copyright. They're gonna vastly expand copyright laws and have some bot check and see if someone's using copyrighted material, and if they are, then it goes bye-bye. If they're not, because they don't have fair use like we do in America, and they also do they have fair deal? Wait, do they have fair dealings in Europe, or is that just in Canada?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, I'm not informed on that, but they don't have the fair use laws that we have. So if they ever try to claim fair use, it doesn't work. And this is basically just saying it never will. But my thing about it is, and yeah, I think it's dumb, and I think it's eventually going to ruin the internet for everyone else, because whatever happens in this, in the Western economy, and this big global marketplace and trade center known as the internet affects everyone that uses it, especially us in Canada and, Australia. So basically, the entire Anglosphere is about to be the Anglosphere, and the rest of Europe is just going to be completely done with good internet. That is, if they actually do anything, because it's a bunch of that's kind of the thing with fat cat bureaucracy democracy. It's just they just kind of chill up there. They say they're going to do something, and most of the time they never actually go through with it. So, and plus it'll take 2 years for it to take effect anyway. So, but my hot take on this, I just think it's really funny that people don't start to care about politics or issues until it affects their internet. Oh, I might not be able to laugh at internet memes or watch all the videos I want to. Now it's time to take action. Well, when you could have taken action? You could have taken action when these people were running for office.
Yeah.
You could have taken action when you're getting these kinds of people in that run on these platforms, and if you didn't say, oh, well, I'm not a very political person, I don't care, I'm apolitical, politics is stupid, guys. You dug your own grave. Europe dug its own grave.
People they don't care until it affects them. They don't care who's getting elected. They don't.
Unless, well, sometimes they do if they're racist, because we don't like any racists in government.
Well, what I'm trying to say is usually they don't.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Something like this comes around, and then they're like, "Oh, now we should talk about it because it's affecting us."
Yeah, and especially.
Even,
I'm sorry, I didn't know you were talking.
Not even. People are just people that they wouldn't care about otherwise.
Yeah. And it's like, especially in the EU, where they've just been on like a downward slope for a long time, and they could have done so much to prevent this, but they just kind of let it happen because they've adopted this laissez-faire idea towards government and social policy, and so now everything's getting worse over there.
I mean, that's why UK wants to leave.
Well, I don't think Brexit's actually going to happen. It's kind of like,
you don't think Brexit?
I don't. Well, it might at some point, but look at it. Like, we've just been. They're not going to do it. They're going to do everything they can, or May is going to do everything she can to keep Britain in the UK, or not in the UK, to keep the UK in the EU.
It's considering the fact that she hasn't already.
It's really something. It kind of reminds me of the whole Trump thing. Like, we elect Trump into office, and as like this last chance, and then nothing happens. He doesn't do anything that he promised, and so now it's like we've thrown in the towel and we're going for like Yang, because we're just like, oh well, we might as well just pick someone.
I think that just supporting like Yang, it has to be the most autistic thing I've ever heard in my life. And it's probably because I'm a heavy commando. So, like I'm a complete like libertarian whack job, and I want my guns. And Yang is this little Japanese guy is gonna try and take him from me, and I don't like that.
Now, I understand that, but I'm going to have to pose you the question. Who else are you going to go with?
Probably a libertarian candidate.
So someone that has no chance of getting elected.
Yeah, but what's the point in voting if you don't express your opinion?
Well, it's kind of like you're wasting your vote if you're going for someone that will never appeal to the masses. The thing with Yang,
it's still wasting your vote if you're not voting for somebody that you like.
Well, yeah, but you got to play the game to win.
No, you don't. No, nobody wins in this game.
Well, you know what I mean. We have to, get as close as you can to winning. And for me, winning is getting $12K in neat bucks a year and less robots.
So hyperinflation is
Yeah,
something.
acceleration. Like, here's my thing. I like, it's acceleration in kind of a good way, because it's gonna make more people see what's going wrong here, and it's just gonna drive us down as
I
quickly
don't
as
know,
possible.
man.
It's
I
gonna,
think I'm gonna say what Poppy Blood Tree said, and accelerationism is retarded.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, I'm not a fan of accelerationism, but I'm not so sure I like any other alternative at this point. Like, and I don't like Yang because he's a crypto accelerationist. I like him because I think, he's coming in from outside of the Democratic Party. He's being funded directly by people, which, we know how that turned out with Bernard, but this isn't like where he's begging for donations. He's just like, look, I need this amount of donations to at least get into the primaries. And he's not asking for as much money as possible. He's just saying, like, you could give me $1 and that's enough. Uh, and I really like how he's able to work with people, kind of in the way Trump did before, we know what happened. Before he broke off with his base and decided to go hang out with Charles Kirk at Turning Point, U.S. He and then he calls Ann Coulter a whack job, and he's insulting the people that got, like, I'm not voting for Donald Trump in 2020. It might come as a shock, but if well, no, I might vote for him if Beto O'Rourke is the Democrat nominee.
The only way I could see Donald Trump like easily, like if against
Well, I mean,
the only person who I could see Trump having an easy win over is like Bill De Blasio. Absolute idiot.
who?
He's like destroying New York. He's the governor of, or no, not the governor, the mayor of New York.
Oh boy.
He's just destroying the place.
Well, New York has been falling apart for a long time. Like, there's this whole idea that people have, oh, New York, what a heck of a town, but it's really bad. It's like
Really bad.
It's like LA and Hollywood. You go up there, you have all this degeneracy, you have child drag queens, you have trash all over the street. It's disgusting.
When
You want to talk about something like, inflation and expensive living? Go to New York.
like I went a few
Like-
weeks ago. Whole place is just in shambles. It smells like cigarette smoke.
Yeah, and like that's kind of what I like about the freedom dividend, which Yang is proposing. It's I think it'll be helpful towards like more lower and middle class Americans in like rural areas, because that's kind of who he wants to help, more so than it will be to like urbanites. And I don't like urbanites. You live in some sprawling mega city where you're paying $10,000 in rent for your little studio apartment, your little one-room apartment in the ghetto, and you say you're living the life. You're living your acting dreams. You're waiting tables every day. You're really sad. You've lost all character, but you're making it. Because you're living in New York City.
A rising star.
You're a rising star.
Honestly, man, like you want like
Live in the
you
Big
want
Apple.
the exact opposite of like inflation living. Come to Detroit. Everything is like dirt cheap here because everybody's so poor.
Detroit's, because like Detroit's major standpoint for trying to attract people is at least we're not Cleveland, and then for Cleveland it's vice versa.
I mean, I'd rather go to Cleveland, I think. I don't know anything about Cleveland, but I know a lot about Detroit.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know much about either, other than the fact that they're just like hell. But
You mean like every like urban area?
yeah, every urban area.
Yeah. Like that's the good thing to me about living in the deep south is there are a couple of big cities outside of like in Texas. Most of the big cities are at least decent at least in my experience, except for Austin. Austin is just terrible. If you go to Texas, it's a beautiful state, one of the best states, but do not go to Austin. Go to Dallas if you want to go to a city.
Austin is
Austin, Texas is just ugh. Like I think what we need to do is just build a wall around Austin and quarantine it and make it its own little state, and never
The
let
state
anyone
of
leave.
Austin.
If you're there, you can't leave, and you
Forget-
can't go in.
Honestly.
We need to.
Forget- Austin is gonna become the North Korea of America.
It'll be like the Zone, except instead of like radiation and nuclear waste and aliens, you just have a massive HIV epidemic from all the gays down there.
Okay.
Gavin and I will be putting on the gas masks and going in there looking for some cool stuff.
Yeah, no, like no joke. I'm gonna be artifact hunting with my like Wasser 10.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. If that comes, we'll have to do a podcast episode. Just exploring the ruins of Austin, Texas.
Hey guys, welcome to the Unfunny podcast. Today we're in the hellhole of America, Austin, Texas.
Today we're in the zone.
We're
We're in the zone,
looking
formerly
for
known as
ancient
Austin,
relics of
Texas.
war. We're looking for literally anything that we can find
I mean,
destroyed.
yeah. And we'll just have to send in like cleanup crews to like burn all the buildings down. Like, did you guys ever play The Division?
I saw gameplay of it. I never
Okay,
played
well,
it.
in The Division, it takes place in New York City after everything collapses because of the dollar flu, which is like some disease.
Like right
that,
now.
like no, in The Division, that's what it is. It collapses due to the dollar flu.
New
where
York
everyone
is
gets
already
sick.
collapsed, basically.
Well, yeah, but like they even admit it in the game, where like everyone's dead, whatever. There's this one faction of like ex-firefighters, and what they do, they're called like the Purifiers or something like that, and they just go around with flamethrowers and burn everything, because they're trying to clean out the infection.
It's like the opposite of that like arcade firefighter game.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I remember that game. That was a good game. Do you guys remember the Terminator one?
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
Good.
I'm Andrew Yang, and now we've transitioned into arcade games.
Yeah, but this is more interesting.
Yeah.
This is more
I just want to say
interesting.
one thing about Yang before we move on. I don't like his stance on guns, but I do think since a lot of his fan base has become a lot like right wing now, like a lot of right wingers are going over and actively saying, Andrew, we do not like this gun policy. I think there's a chance he's going to change it, but I'm not gonna put money on it, but I hope so. Either we know Trump's not going to help us. We know Trump's not going to help us. He's done nothing to help us in the gun control debate. So.
Look, the main thing is that I still wouldn't vote. He's impressive for him,
Well, who, Yang or Trump?
mainly just because Democrats always prove to be untrustworthy, that they can't give you.
No politician has been trustworthy. Trump did not just prove that to me.
And I mean, like I'm not voting. Well, I mean, I can't vote, but if I could vote, I would.
If you
not
could, yeah.
vote for Trump.
Yeah, I won't be voting for Trump.
The thing is, I could never vote for a Democrat because that's just okay.
I wish it. I hope it doesn't come to that, but it's looking like it will.
I'm just glad I can't
I could just
right
vote for
now.
myself.
I'm gonna step out for a minute. I gotta make a phone call.
I'm gonna go grab some water. Actually, we'll take this as a little break.
All right, we'll have a hiatus.
All right, everyone. And now after the break, that definitely was not a substantial amount of time. We're back, and we're moving on to our next topic. Now here, these other two heathens in the podcast, we had a bit of a disagreement over what energy drink is the best.
So Chase is standing in favor of
The classic sip Monster Zero Ultra, because
specifically Monster Zero.
it is the ultimate boomer beverage, and I love it. It's the only energy drink that I've ever actually tasted, and I don't plan on ever tasting another one.
Oh, then you're biased.
Yeah, I am biased. Why wouldn't I be biased? It's Monster Zero Ultra.
He's such a boomer.
Is there a problem with that, Gavin?
These demo KK crats in their stupid rock star.
Yeah.
Not one of the
Stupid
taste
rock
boomer
star and their
shit.
Red Bull.
Ultra.
Okay,
Okay.
not Red Bull though.
I'll
Like,
have
you can't.
I'll have you know. Really, it's not that I don't like Monster. It's mainly that I don't like Red Bull.
Uh-huh.
So Gavin's advocating for Red Bull, and I'm standing in favor of Rockstar Energy.
You're just scared of the Zero Ultra. You know I'm gonna steamroll you in the debate.
Nah, dude, Red Bull is like that stuff's prime.
Gavin,
You don't get a crash after it.
Gavin, you know what drinks need to have?
What?
A flavor, all right?
And
But it
Monster
does
Zero
have
Ultra has a
flavor.
It's a
delicious, crisp,
shitty
fruity
flavor.
flavor.
It's
No, it's not.
Monster
terrible
Zero
flavor.
Ultra has a delicious, crisp, smooth flavor.
like I
And
said, I'm aware that Monster has flavor.
Monster Zero Ultra. I've never had anything else, but Monster Zero Ultra by default has the best flavor.
Okay, not necessarily wrong.
I mean,
That's
like
right.
I've had Zero Ultra, and it is good.
That's right,
But-
it's good.
I mean, like Red Bull is so much better though.
Okay, well, you're wrong.
I've tried Zero Ultra. I've tried Red Bull. Red Bull tastes like it literally just tastes like what it's made of.
Oh, and I do have some
Okay.
bad news. During our break, I checked to see if I had any Zero Ultra in the fridge, and I don't, and I'm very upset.
See,
I
like,
wanted
it's
to, I
it's
wanted
an
to crack
addiction.
open a sip. I wanted to sip as I steamrolled you, but I couldn't.
Nah, man, like it's an addiction. You're addicted
Funny,
to it.
drank a Rockstar last night during the podcast. Just took that break.
I should have bought a Red Bull for today.
I
But
remember
no,
once I told my grandmother that I like Monster Zero Ultra, and she said, "Chase, you're drinking poison."
You're drinking the devil. See, it's the devil's poison.
Technically speaking, all energy drinks are poison. It's literally poison.
I mean, like to an extent.
Yeah, like there have been several cases of like teenagers, they drink it and then they just die.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
like if
I'm
they drink it every day.
I'm aware. Like I like people at my school always like I bring my drinks to school and people are always like, Tyler, you know that has enough caffeine in it to give people a heart attack. Like babies a heart attack, and I'm like, I'm not a fucking baby, not a gamer.
Not even.
I mean, Gavin, I'm really
Mhm.
disappointed that because I always thought you were a boomer like me, but I see you.
Well,
You've turned.
that's the thing though. I'm like neutral on your stance. I think Rockstar is absolutely terrible, but like
I mean, it's called
Monster Zero
Rockstar.
Ultra.
Come on now, it's called. I mean, listen. Let's compare the names. All right, Rockstar. Just you know, you have some pathetic little guy up on stage playing a guitar. I mean, yeah, kind of a little bit of dopamine, but not a lot. You think so? It's a bad name. Red Bull. It's slightly better. You know, you think of the bull, all of its energy charging at you. You know, red makes them angry. It's an okay name, but then you think Monster. You have the claw marks on the can, and it's just you think about this testosterone caffeine
Can I
fueled
just
beast
bring up the
just
point that,
smashing
like,
up everything.
Red Bull is owned by some like crazy Austrian guy who wants like. Didn't he? Did it ever fall through that he made like that like Red Bull Breitbart? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Really? Yeah, he wanted to create his own like Breitbart News, and like I don't know if that ever came to fruition, but
I mean, I remember when the guy drank Red Bull and jumped out of like low orbit.
see, the guys who wear Red Bull do the coolest things.
Well, yeah,
okay?
but
That's
the other
undeniable.
day, I drank a Monster, and then I got my dumbbells and hit the sickest pump of my life.
Right, look. Red Bulls can't even drink Red Bull. You're advertising like
Monsters can
think
drink
about
Monster.
You've got autism.
Rockstars
Both of you
can
have
drink rocks.
autism.
You have autism, Gavin.
You are not. You're not a gamer. You're not.
I blame mandatory.
Well, I mean, really,
vaccination.
it's not very fair for you to say Gavin's not a true gamer, Tyler.
I didn't say I didn't like
Rockstar.
Monster.
You drink Rockstar, so you aren't a gamer either. I'm the only
I also
I'm the only
drink
boomer
Monster.
over
No, like-
here.
I
also
do
Monster,
drink
I'm just
Zero
saying
Ultra.
I think Rockstar's better.
All right, Gavin, you're just saying that because you're losing to me.
No, like legit. Yeah, like I can send you a Snapchat. I have Zero
Do you-
Ultra cans like on my desk.
Nice. Okay. I see.
Drank Monster before I drank Rockstar.
I'm sure you did.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, sure you did.
Like literally, if you told me to go and buy a can of Monster, I would do it without hesitation and drink it and enjoy it because I like Monster. I just prefer Rockstar.
But it's so gross.
I think your taste buds just haven't matured yet.
No, they haven't. They've
You know
got
what?
his
Maybe
taste buds
maybe
have
they
Down
haven't.
syndrome.
I am the youngest here, so maybe you're right, but maybe you're not.
Down
I think
syndrome
I am
taste
right.
buds.
I think I am right.
We'll find out.
We'll find
Maybe.
out a year from now when we're hopefully still doing this podcast. I want you to see if you think Monster tastes better. You know,
We went
my dad also drinks Monster Zero Ultra.
Okay.
What
My
a
dad
boomer.
also-
Your dad,
Yeah.
I already can tell your dad's a boomer, so.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in one of my videos, and you know what? And during the recording of that video, he was drinking a Zero Ultra. So my dad is based.
What?
Like,
Chase just has a family of boomers.
what did you
Your whole
expect?
family. Your whole family is just.
What did you expect me to have?
I don't know what I expected.
My dad's favorite game is also Doom.
Oh my God.
That
He
is
has a riding lawnmower, and he takes his
My
shirt off when he
dad's-
mows the back lawn.
My dad used to play like Rogue Spear and Rainbow Six in like late '90s.
My dad played Quake and Doom with my grandmother and my mom.
Actually, when did I want to make sure that I'm saying it
Quake
right.
was a good game.
Rogue Spear came out in the late '90s, right?
Sip. Quake was a good game.
Yeah, it came out in 1999.
Sip. Quake was a good game. Has anyone played that new
No.
Quake? Like Quake Rumble or whatever it's called?
Champions?
Quake Champions, that's it.
Yeah. I heard like it was okay.
I remember it came out and I didn't even know it came out because I just see little flashes for it on Steam and then I just would never download it because it seems like it's probably dead. I'm gonna look this up. I'm gonna see how active the game is.
I hope that it's still active, but
Yeah,
like
because it's Quake.
it kind of. I can see what they were trying to go for because like there's like this recent fad with like heroes and whatever.
Well,
and,
the
like,
hero shooter
abilities.
fad kind of already died and it got taken over by the Battle Royale.
That's what I mean though. Is
Oh, it
that
came
like
out, It came out in 2016, but they made it free to play in 2018 because no one played it.
yeah, no one played it because nobody wants that. Like Quake was good because like the player model didn't matter. That was just like a completely cosmetic thing. Like what was good is it was based solely upon your skill, and that's why it was so good. Because I used to play Quake.
Quake was a good game.
Quake was a good game. I used to play it like all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been partial to Doom, but yeah, Quake's good.
No, like I played Quake before I played Doom. I played Quake 3, I think it was. I want to make sure that I'm saying that right.
You might want to play that too.
Okay.
Is your dad coming there to talk to you about Quake?
No, that's my grandpa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I played Quake 3.
Your grandpa also play Quake?
No,
My grandma played Quake.
My grandma plays Quake, or used to play Quake.
My mama used to play Quake.
Isn't that funny that like
Yeah.
boomers played Quake?
Yeah,
Like they actually
because my
played
mama
Quake.
literally was a boomer. And she played Quake.
Actually, did I play
It's
Quake?
like boomer families, and my family thinks like my grandma is like scared of video games. She thinks they're like is that type of person who listens to people who say that video games cause like eye cancer. Some
Eye cancer.
oh no.
Technically,
I
like,
get-
your eyes can get damaged if you, like, sit in front of the screen and just, like, stare at it all day in a dark room, but I don't think you can get eye cancer from it.
But it's not like sit
don't
in
think you
front
can
of
get
a
retinal
screen all
cancer.
day.
Pretty much, I gotta wipe off my glasses.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you wear glasses. I think all of us wear glasses.
I don't
I
wear
do
them.
not.
I don't
do
wear
not.
them throughout the day.
Yeah, I wear mine to drive because a couple of people have told me that I look good with them, but I just don't think I do. So I try. I don't wear them unless I have to.
I
I
look
said that
okay.
have I said that I wore glasses? Because I don't.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay, well you're just not part of the club.
You're not glasses.
I
Don't
am
worry. When you get
actually.
older and your eyes start to get worse from computer and phone use, you'll need glasses like us.
I am actually expected to get them though. So
Nice. Yeah, I can't like I'm nearsighted, so you know.
I'm
they said
farsighted.
um. Okay, clearly we strayed off from the energy drink topic. So
Well, it might be. Well, how many of us actually had an energy drink before this podcast or during the podcast?
I I did.
I don't
Okay,
like spending money.
okay. Well, it's kind of funny then because Tyler was he's the one who didn't really participate in getting us off topic. Gavin, I did.
Uh,
We didn't have I didn't have my boomer juice to focus my mind. Hey, Gav, do you guys remember the other night when I bought that Monster protein shake and then just sent a picture to the group chat and said boomer protein?
I think I do remember that.
Yeah, and you could just see the veins popping out of my arm as I gripped the can. Boomer protein.
I wonder how, was it good at all?
I mean, you could taste the caffeine and the Monster, and it kind of you could tell it was it tasted very synthetic, if that makes sense. It was okay. I prefer the Gator. Whenever I can't make one, I just buy them at the store. So I buy the Gatorade protein shakes. But I mean, it was okay. It didn't taste. It tastes like a hint of all that poison, chocolate poison. That's what it tasted like.
just a hint. Just a hint.
Just a hint of if you tasted it, you'd know what I meant. You'd know what I meant. But am I the only one where if I ever try to drink, whenever I do drink my sips, it takes me an hour. It's because it gets to a point where all the caffeine or whatever just makes me feel really full, and I have to wait to drink more.
Yeah, you're the only one.
Oh,
I just
might be because I don't actually drink them that often. Since they're kind of they can be kind of expensive. I just save them for special occasions.
I go extremely slow with them to avoid putting too much stress on my heart.
That's probably what I it's if you get too much caffeine, it does not go well.
I do not want to die of heart disease by the age of 22. So
Yeah, I'd rather not do that either. All right, so for the last section of our podcast today, Tyler came up with a game one night. We think this would be a very fun game to play on the podcast regularly, at least for the future. So, I think it's time we introduce it. Tyler, how about you explain the name of the game?
All right.
And how we play it.
So, this game is called Where in the World is James Charles? Now, if you don't know who James Charles is, you know what? Just if you don't know who James Charles is, you're living under a rock.
hi, sisters.
I wish I was living under a rock.
Yeah, because nobody wants to know who he is. But unfortunately, many of us have
I
been
wish
cursed.
we could dump several rocks on him.
That's awful.
So, basically the game works. So, heard of the Human Development Index? Basically, who's good and who's bad, or in other words, who's poor and who's
Not poor.
who.
Oh, you're cutting out. You're cutting out, Tyler.
Well, I guess what we do is I'm gonna ask Chase and Gavin to name a number, and I believe it's 1 through 189. Chase and Gavin are both going to select, and whichever one's I guess funnier. Yeah, whichever one's funnier wins. And then when we have a guest on our next episode, we're gonna do the same thing for them. So if you'll just give me a second, I'm gonna pull up the HDI and then we can
play.
get started with this. Yeah.
And so, if you didn't get that, what it is the country that we select, which is represented by a number on the Human Development Index, will be a country that in the game James Charles goes to. And we're going to see how well James does in the country. Sometimes he'll be joined by his friends like Emma Chamberlain.
And whoever else he hangs out with.
I don't know who else he hangs out with, I just know her.
Apparently, they're not important enough.
Clearly.
So basically, we're restricting all countries above the number 58 or
Because
advanced.
generally
advanced
speaking,
countries.
they are positive. They're positive to most people in that area of the index. So,
In other words, that's all countries with a higher
all
HDI
first world
score.
countries are pretty much out of the question.
It's every country with a higher score of 0.800. Chase, go ahead. What's your number?
I think James Charles needs to go to number 83.
Number 83. So
Yes.
Chase thinks James Charles go Armenia,
I want,
which is
what-
funny because we were talking about that earlier.
Is
So what will
Armenia-
James have? What will James be doing in Armenia?
I believe he'll well. What are his views on the Armenian genocide?
I don't know. It kind of depends on his views toward Islam, I think.
Oh, okay.
We're
well,
gonna assume we're going to assume that James, because he grew up in the American school system, believes in the Armenian genocide.
we're gonna assume that James is going there to finish what the Turks started.
Well, what do you mean, dude? They never did it. Nothing ever happened in Armenia. You say it like they started
According
something, but
to-
they very clearly didn't. Nothing happened.
According to what's his face from Young Turks,
Shank Uger.
Shank Uger. Oh God, I don't even like his name.
His name is Shank. How could you like that?
Shame.
It's gross.
All right, so Gavin, where do you want James Charles to go? Where in the world
What's
will
your
you be
guess?
sending him?
1 through
Let's go.
189.
1 through 189. Let's go with I'm gonna please be like Saudi Arabia. I'm gonna say number 47.
We're 47. Dude, that's above the that's above.
Well,
the
let's just
limit.
go. We'll see what it's like. What it,
You said
No,
you said
no,
1 through
It's not good. It's not good.
you said
it's not-
numbers 1 through 109.
No. Do like number. Okay.
Here's a new rule. You can pick one above 58, but you get to do two because you immediately have to pick one below 100 or after like higher than 100.
So
Okay. So let me just. You said number 48
Yes.
yeah,
or 47?
Yes.
Okay. 48 was Oman.
Okay.
I don't even
I think
know
I'm
where
kind of
that is.
surprised. I mean, all right. So I guess he goes there. He enjoys some of the
Oman
local flavor.
is next to
Oh.
Tibet, isn't it?
And I think Oman is like on the Arabian Peninsula.
Oman is nowhere near Tibet.
I believe it's on the
Oman,
Arabian
yeah.
Peninsula.
Oman is next to Saudi Arabia and Yemen. So would he be
Okay.
beheaded there?
Probably not if
Probably.
they're at 47. At least not by the government.
Maybe he'd
But
end
we
up
can
like
assume
a
that
dude.
because he has money, he's going to some very protected, posh area.
That's true.
Try again. Maybe.
Remember, you have
Yeah,
to pick one
sure.
higher than
To
100.
see if you can beat Chase, because
You
Chase
said higher than 100.
I sent
still
him
don't
to
get how this
Armenia.
works.
yeah. So Chase is already like it's gonna be hard to beat that. It's gonna be hard to beat that.
Okay, so tell me which
I'm
numbers
gonna
I can
give you a
pick.
second chance. So you can do one, but I recommend you go below 58.
Go below
I
58?
think he
Well,
means
like,
above
after,
58.
58. Sorry.
Like,
yeah,
in terms of
anything
numbers,
after,
we're going from
okay.
like 58 to 189.
Okay, well then
Anything
I
after
choose
58.
number 86.
86. So 86. It's China.
He'd be held. James goes. He enjoys some of the local cuisine. Some Chinese women probably try to sell themselves to him to leave China.
Yeah.
But then, unfortunately for James, he and his friends Emma Chamberlain and whoever else he hangs out with are captured as enemies of the state. They are held and tortured for several days before being released after the discovery that they are all
lose
so
50
brain dead they cannot provide any useful information about America.
They lose 50 social points.
Yes, they lose. Yeah, after the ordeal is all over, they lose 50 social points.
So that sort of sounds like a tie to me. I think we're gonna have to we're gonna have to do a tiebreaker. Okay, Chase, do you want to Chase, choose one more.
Okay, I choose number 132.
132. Okay. So that's East Timor.
Where?
East Timor-Leste. Timor-Leste.
Okay, we're gonna assume that because I've never heard of that country and it's at 132, it's a pretty bad place for James to visit.
It's half of an island.
Oh, okay. So James, we're just gonna say he goes there. James and Emma decide to go head down there to soak up some sun on the beach. Of course, James can't really soak up the sun because of all of his makeup, and it just starts running down his face. So James goes down there thinking he's gonna meet some nice, hot, buff guys. He hits on one. Turns out the country or the island is not very open to that. He is beaten and left floating in the ocean until he washes back up on shore and is resuscitated by his friends and taken.
Unfortunately, it's the shore of Saudi Arabia. No, actually, no. Timor-Leste isn't anywhere near Saudi Arabia.
Where is it? I'm guessing it's in the
Unfortunately, that
Pacific.
wouldn't happen. It is. It's near Indonesia.
Okay, we're gonna say he washed up in Indonesia. Where's Indonesia? In
Where is
Indonesia, they like
Indonesia?
whip people for being gay.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do for
For poor James.
That's
poor
what,
James
no,
is in a bit of
like
a
what's the
pickle.
other the country that announced they were gonna what's it called?
Chechnya?
Not,
No, not Chechnya. Wait, no, not Chechnya.
not Chechnya.
It's like some country in the Caucasus.
I was talking about Brunei.
Oh.
Yeah, Brunei's announced like a few days ago they're gonna start stoning people for gay sex and
Oh.
adultery.
Oh.
That's-
Bum
Oh,
moment.
And then okay, Gavin, choice.
okay. So numbers are. I just want to make sure that I don't mess this up again because I'm retarded. I'm kind of a retard.
1 through 189, but you should go above 58.
So I'm gonna choose 132.
132.
I already said 132. That was East Timor.
That's literally what Chase said.
Is that what
That's
you-
literally?
Yeah.
I just
That's literally the exact number Chase
All right.
chose.
147.
147. Yeah. Okay. Gavin wins.
Where did we send him?
We sent James to
Angola.
Angola.
What a thrill! The darkness and silence through the night. Oh my god. That's such a meme.
He's literally
The
in the
game.
location of Phantom Bane.
He's literally James is going to get burned at the stake.
Probably. I don't know. What do they
okay.
do in Angola? I mean, isn't there like constant civil war?
The
That's
big boss
like
is just gonna murder him.
leadership. That's probably bad enough. This is probably yeah. All right. Well, Gavin's our winner for today.
All right, yeah, Gavin won for today.
but,
I'll throw in the hat.
It's
Overall,
Chase
I
gets
think-
props for guessing Armenia.
Yeah, I get. I think you know what? I still think we had a pretty good match today. I'm proud of both of us. We performed pretty well.
We did.
Well,
I like that game.
Yeah.
so I guess episode, we're gonna have our first guest.
I think Abhorrent TV will be our first guest. Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you all for joining us today. If you have any suggestions for where James Charles should go next, be sure to leave them in the comments. The first number will be where James Charles goes.
Or whoever gets the most likes, probably.
Whoever gets the most likes will be where James Charles goes next. Don't tell us what country it is, just leave the number.
Just leave the number. We'll find out next time.
We'll find out, and so we can get our reaction. All right. Well, everyone, thanks
Otherwise,
for watching.
we won't laugh. Everyone, I guess in the next episode, we were also gonna ask Abhorrent what country
Yeah, we're also gonna
James
ask
should
him
go
where
to.
James should go. We're gonna try to play this game as often as we can.
Yeah, pretty much.
We
Like
are
we're gonna try.
we are going to run out of countries at some point, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So, we actually, Tyler, you need to keep a list and cross like from 1 to
actually,
189 and cross off the numbers.
Because we're not. I'm the only one who's gonna have the list up, so it doesn't really matter. We can repeat countries. It'll still be scenarios
Okay.
for James.
I'm down.
Okay, all right.
It's endless possibilities
Endless combinations.
of ways he can almost die.
James Charles in his journey around the world. Watch him visit exquisite locations like Saudi Arabia and Afghanistan.
Oh,
By the way,
no.
it's very unlikely that we will actually get Saudi Arabia because I checked and it's actually like it's like some like number 30 something
What?
because of the oil.
Oh
If
yeah.
you take away their oil, they'll go down
It'll
like
be like 160 something.
be like no, they'll literally be like lower than Niger.
So you mean they'll be the new 189?
So, 189, yeah.
Yeah, probably. All right. Take
We're
care,
very
everyone.
older economy. Yeah. All right.
See
Bye.
you later.